असङ्गोऽहम् 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 पुनः पुनः सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः नित्यशुद्धविमुक्तोऽहम् निराकारोऽहमव्ययः भूमानन्दस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः नित्योऽहम् निरवध्योऽहम् निराकारोऽहमच्युतः परमानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः शुद्धचैतन्यरूपोऽहम् आत्मा रामोऽहमेव च अखण्डानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः प्रत्यक्षचैतन्यरूपोऽहम् शान्तोऽहम् प्रकृतेः परः शाश्वतानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः तत्त्वातीतपरात्माहम् मध्यातीतः परशिवः मायातीतपरञ्ज्योतिः अहमेवाहमव्ययः नानारूपव्यतीतोऽहम् चिदाकारोऽहमच्युतः सुखरूपस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः मायातत्कार्यदेहादि मम नास्त्येव सर्वदा स्वप्रकाशैकरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः गुणत्रयव्यतीतोऽहम् ब्रह्मादीनां च साक्ष्यहम् अनन्तानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः अन्तर्ज्योतिस्वरूपोऽहम् कूटस्थः सर्वगोऽस्म्यहम् सर्वसाक्षिस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः द्वन्द्वादिसाक्षिरूपोऽहम् अचलोऽहं सनातनः सर्वसाक्षिस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः प्रज्ञानघन एवाहम् विज्ञानघन एव च अकर्ताहम् अभोक्ताहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः निराधारस्वरूपोऽहम् सर्वाधारोऽहमेव च आप्तकामस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः तापत्रयविनिर्मुक्तः देहत्रयविलक्षणः अवस्थात्रयसाक्ष्यस्मि अहमेवाहमव्ययः दृग्दृश्यौ द्वौ पदार्थौ स्तः परस्परविलक्षणौ दृग्ब्रह्मदृश्यं मायेति सर्ववेदान्तडिण्डिमः अहं साक्षीति यो विद्यात् विविच्यैवं पुनः पुनः स एव मुक्तः स विद्वान् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः घटकुड्यादिकं सर्वं मृत्तिकामात्रमेव च तद्वद्ब्रह्म जगत्सर्वम् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः ब्रह्म सत्यं जगन्मिथ्या जीवो ब्रह्मैव नापरः अनेन वेद्यं सच्छास्त्रम् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः अन्तर्ज्योति बहिर्ज्योतिः प्रत्यग्ज्योतिः परात्परः ज्योतिज्योति स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिशिवोऽस्म्यहम् ज्योतिज्योति स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिशिवोऽस्म्यहम्
Hari Om. Good evening. A very warm welcome to all of you. Please come. Let's invoke the power of joint prayers. We seek the Lord's grace, blessings, and move ahead. Om. asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutam gamaya. Sahana vavatu sahano bhunaktu sahaviryankaravavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vedvishavahai. Shanti Shanti Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. O Lord the Almighty, the omniscient, the omnipotent, the omnipresent, who also has the divine name Aksharam. To such a Supreme Almighty, together with Shraddha, Bhakti and Prapatti, we offer our humble most salutations. To seek His grace, His love, His kindness, His mercy, His benevolence, His affection, His strength, His forgiveness. O Lord, bless us with the divine qualities such as Shraddha, Bhakti, Jnana, Vairagya, Prapatti and Mumukshutvam in much more enhanced quantities, with which we will equip ourselves to have the first-hand experience of Thy true Self in our very own hearts, to have the first-hand real experience, Aparoksha Anubhuti of Thy magnificent sense. We again and again beseech in You, pray to You to grant us this rarest of the rare opportunities. Our humble salutations to the Guru Parampara. Om Tat Sat.
Bhagavan
By the grace of the Almighty and the abundant blessings of the Guru Parampara, today we are on our Divine Discourse number 442 and the Aparoksha Anubhuti session 30. We are on the 9th of September 2025. Swasti Shri Vishwavasu Nama Samvatsara Dakshinayana Varsha Rutu Bhadrapada Masa Krishna Paksha Dvitiyatito Bhomavasare Uttara Bhadra Nakshatra Gandanama Yoge Taitulakarane. On this auspicious day of Tuesday and the auspicious time of the evening, we collectively reaffirm our pledge, our oath, Naham Karta Hari Karta, Hari Preranaya Hari Prityartam. Whatever is happening due to that one mighty force which is ruling the entire universe. O Lord, give me the courage to understand this knowledge, dwell in this knowledge, and firmly establish in this knowledge. The key to this is to drive away the ignorance and to understand how this ignorance has come into me and made me separate from the Paramatma. We seek your grace and blessings once again. Our humble salutations to the entire Guru Parampara. Om Tat Sat. Good evening, everybody. A very warm welcome to all of you once again. See, when I was preparing for today's session, this looked to me nothing different from a real brain surgery. Like how your neural pathways in your brain, which are in a particular manner, now that is all being corrected. That's all. See, first recognize the amount of grace we have earned. As we know, the timeline is 5.5 years in progress, and every stage we are moving to a greater depth. And what is happening? We are now striking the root of ignorance. In the sense, we know that the moment this ignorance is understood where it is, and it is driven away, so then there is knowledge and knowledge alone. And that knowledge is light. So this ignorance has covered the light, that's all. Not that there was no light. Not that darkness came and drove away the light. No. It has veiled it, covered it. So here Bhagavan Shankaracharya now Tadvad Atmani Dehatvam Pashyati Ajnana Yogataha. So he is trying to say this Ajnana Yogataha, because of ignorance, Pashyati Dehatvam. You are seeing this body or this personality, this Jiva, in the Atmani. So normally if you see in Sanskrit it goes the reverse way. If you convert it to, translate it to our languages. So, Ajnana Yogataha, because of ignorance and ignorance only, you are seeing the body as your true self. You have imposed the body on the Atman. Atman is now completely undercover. It's not seen. So what we have to do? We have to remove this covering. So now this goes on up to verse 86. Tadvadatmani dehatvam and pashyata jnana yogataha. You are again and again, he says, he gives beautiful examples, simple examples, but I tell you, this have to be repeated again and again to your mind. See, however best the surgery takes place. Now this is like the process of that brain surgery. Everything is getting corrected over there. But after that, you have to allow it to heal also. So that healing is where you take charge and you repeat it to yourself. One is, with all attentiveness you understand and relate. It is just that because of ignorance you have misunderstood something else to be something else. This is the fundamental theory or line which we have to understand. So now, why is this happening? Let's ask a question. Why is this happening? And why is this process happening to me alone? It could have happened to so many people, right? It is just the fact that Lord has created this whole universe. He has put in the Jeevabhava in everybody through his Maya Shakti. And who are this everybody? It is he and he alone. Okay, so he himself has become everything else. To give you a simple metaphor, now let's say I'm all alone, okay? And now I want to create something in my life. I want to bring some activity in my life. I have all the resources, I have all the intelligence, but I am alone. So now what I think is, let me make a movie. So the first thing for a movie, what do you need? You need money. And then you need a script. First one money, second one is script. And then as per the script you need actors. So where different people are selected for that specific role, what they have to play. So the right kind of study is done based on the actor, and then a screen test is taken and he is selected. Now you got several actors, and then you search for locations, and then you have a crew to capture all this. You have a cameraman, and then to direct you have a director, assistant cameraman, and then the spot boys and the whole team to make that setup. Then behind that you have the travel, one who takes care of travel, one who takes care of the locations, coordination, and a big team, one after the other one. Now what happened? You were one person, now you wanted to do something, and see, just that thought came, and because you have the potential you were able to do it, and it slowly expanded. Now it has become a huge team. So in the same way, Lord himself here, he from being one, he has created this entire universe. Okay. Now the next question comes. Okay, now if that universe is there, I understand how this one has become many, that by that thought it is fine. But why is that some who have to move from one scene to another, one scene to another, they have to continuously keep moving? Now he says, okay, that is, he puts in that Jeevabhava, meaning he gives them a role. He says, you have to keep playing this role. This is your script. This is the metaphor. Understand where we are going with this. And that person, he has to travel to different places, different time zones, and he has to work in harsh climates, in extreme cold, in extreme heat, and in harsh timings also. Sometimes the shooting is at 4 or 5 in the morning. Sometimes it's late in the night, at 12, 1 in the night. To all these situations, now that person is going from location to location, from role after role. But in this whole process, he selects a few, let us say. And he says, no, you don't have to do anything there. You come and only assist me. Where sitting in one place, you don't have to do anything. You will be paid more than what you're being paid now. Okay, and he gives them that kind of an easy job. No going here and there. You are the master of yourself. So eventually he makes you as one of the producer, director of that particular whole set. So now see from where, from being a kind of, not only an actor, from being a spot boy, from being a cameraman, with all that strain and struggle what you had in life, you come to a position where you are controlling, sitting at one place. You were taking commands, now you start giving commands. So here this Jeevabhava selected rare few individuals who get this knowledge. See, this is a very difficult stage, very rare stage. Difficult in the sense, very rare opportunity. So you have to be extremely careful at this point. Don't allow to drift away. Maya will take you away. It will create something I have seen in my own life. People who have been practicing after giving up everything at a young age, they get into on this field and somewhere they derail themselves. They were not able to. So we have to, it's not that we can control. We have to ask that Divine himself, he has to give us the power to control. So this way you have to be on this path continuously. Now every shloka I am going to repeat to you what sadhana you have to do after completion of every shloka. That has to get hard in our mind. Not that, okay, now I have listened to this lecture on Discourse on Tuesday. Now I am free till next Tuesday. No. Practice sets in. A deep practice sets in. And what kind of practice? Mind you, it's not that you do it once in the morning or once in the evening. No. You have to breathe practice now. That is the stage where we are all in. Without which we will not be getting this. Now there are two broad aspects over this. One is understanding. And the second one is, after you have understood, you have to feel what you have understood. So feelingly understand and understandingly feel. Both has to happen together. Now so far only understanding is happening. Now once you get into every moment, every now and then, after 5 minutes, after 10 minutes, maybe once in half an hour, just some 10-15 seconds, you have to, eyes open or eyes closed, feel that awareness. And be in that awareness. That's all. The rewiring will be stronger and stronger. Sometimes when you're, let's say you have got 2 twigs and you want to tie it. So you're rolling a thread over both the twigs. You are rolling it at a distance. Okay. You can see that clear gap in between those 2 strands. Then somebody comes and tells, no, you have to make it tighter. So for tighter meaning there should be no space in between. Roll as closely as possible. Let the number of rotations of that thread be more, but it has to be strong. So the more you think of this awareness, then the more we get established, and we move from that understanding to the state of feeling. And then it alternates, feelingly understand, understandingly feel. Then nothing can shake you in this world, because you have lost your identity and you have become the one who creates the identity. And this is no joke. You start doing it, you will experience yourself. Till such time you need that faith, that's all. So why I was telling you is, let's say you understood it very well, then that is you're one up to one particular stage. Okay? Now if you start feeling that understanding, which we are entering that phase now, then what happens is that creates a Jivan Mukti. Right at this moment you have experienced liberation. You don't have to wait till you pass away. So all the suffering from now till the end of your life, you don't have to take that suffering. You will immediately come out of that suffering, because you are out of the Dehatma Bhava, Jeevabhava. And even in that understanding there can be a miss. So it is better to get into this state of feeling and getting established in it, because once you get into that feeling, then there is no other way of you not getting it. But having understood, there could be a possibility where you can still slip. So choice is yours. And what are the hardest times in life? When you grow old, when the body starts withering away. Something or the other keeps happening to your body. And then when you don't have a job, when you're not able to work, you're dependent on somebody else. Slowly the world starts treating you like dirt. However wealthy you are, however powerful you are, power was there when you had the strength and you were working. But now there is no power. You will slowly start getting ignored, and that is when you start feeling the pain. So this phase is the hardest phase in our life, the most toughest, hardest and painful phase of our life. So by this time, if you are able to gain this knowledge, then I tell you, this hardship what we are looking as pain, that hardship will become pleasure. Because you don't want to be disturbed by anybody, you want to be alone, and you are in that state of bliss, being alone. Every word is valuable over here. You would look for that solace, that solitude. You are not dependent on anybody else. Otherwise, lack of knowledge, that loneliness will kill you. Arey, what is this? Everybody has abandoned me. That will keep hitting your mind again and again. But with knowledge, that same feeling of abandonment will become a treasure for you. You would want, I don't want anybody. Because you are in that state of divinity. These are the primary changes. So, keep your attention, focus, and just allow it to spin in your mind. This is what we need to do. We are experts in allowing thoughts to spin in our mind. What thoughts? The worldly thoughts. The good thoughts, the not so good thoughts, the ugly thoughts, the sad thoughts, all these. Now you allow these spiritual thoughts to spin in your mind and see the difference for yourself. Okay? Come, let's start with the first shloka. We are moving from 78 onwards. Verse 78. Before that, the prayer. Shri Harim Paramanandam Upadeshtaramishwaram Vyapakam Sarvalokana Karanam Tam Namamyaham.
「
See, 78th verse. Chakshurbhyam brahmashilabhyam sarvam bhati brahmatmakam tadvadatmani dehatvam pashyat tadjnana yogataha. That is basically, if you break this sandhi, tadvat atmani, pashyati ajnana yogataha. Dehatvam pashyati ajnana yogataha. Pashyatyajnana yogataha. That's how it is. So, now what does this say? Now we are already in this process of understanding. Because of ignorance, I am seeing the body as the Atman. I have to see Atman as the Atman, isn't it? But I am seeing the body as the Atman. So now where and how this is happening? So let's look at the meaning. Here, Chakshurbhyam, when the two eyes are prone by error, everything looks faulty. So too, owing to association with ignorance, one sees that bodiness, meaning dehatvam, in the self, meaning Atmani. Okay, we'll go into details. Now let's take the continuity from 69 to 72, what we understood. Names, forms, they hide the basic substance, just like the pot. What hides, the pot is hiding? It's hiding the clay. Only pot is visible, but it's hiding clay. Then ornament is hiding the gold. Wave is hiding the water. So there, what do we understand? Always go one step back and see what is the fundamental truth of the particular object or form you are seeing. The form and the name is mithya. It has got a basis, a substance. Just like the pot, its basis or substance is clay. In the same way, understand that this body of yours, what so-called body you're talking about, its primary substance is that Atman. Where are you stuck in this body? If your breath stops, prana leaves you, in 2 days' time, nothing of yours is found over here, excepting your photographs, your belongings. Everything is left. Okay, so understand the names and forms are hiding the substance. Okay, then 73, 75, 73, 74, 75. How this error, that misreading is happening from fear, from desire, then from that reflections. These three beautiful shlokas were given. One is that how a stump looks like a man and it creates fear, and then desire, how that mirage is created, that water, mirage creates water, and I have a desire in that desert to drink water, and with that desire, the water is appearing in that mirage. And then the reflection, you see a tree on the ground, but there you see in that water an inverted tree also, reflection, and you look at the reflection and you say, wow, this is so real. So this is another example. Now he comes to 76. Error from that theory of motion. So our boat moves, and what happens is we also see that the bank also is moving. Just like you're moving in a train, you see that the land next to you is also racing with you, isn't it? So this is another way of error which is created. In the same way, once you get the knowledge, as children we used to say, oh my God, those trees are running so fast along with us in a train. They are racing at the same speed we are racing. But then when you grow up and you understand, you know that the trees are there only. So in the same way, know that with so many other examples, he is trying to tell you, don't get stuck in this Deha Bhava. Understand, drive away the ignorance and know what is the truth. And then verse 77, with a tainted glass or a tainted instrument, just like your eyes, now you have jaundice, everything looks to you yellow. So that ignorance again, it's like a tainted instrument. And so now 78, what we are learning, it says, when the instrument itself is faulty, everything will be faulty for you. So with this mind which is completely filled with ignorance, what are we saying? I have considered this person, me, body, as my true self. What a big mistake you can make. This body which is subject to death, subject to decay, subject to being nowhere seen, you have considered this to be your true self. What is your choice? Don't you have any brains? Come back to the reality. It is not this body which is your true self. It is that awareness in this body which is your true self. That is the small shift we have to make, that's all. This body is needed, this mind is needed, the senses are needed, but the truth is the awareness within the body. That is your substantial truth. Just like for a gold ornament, gold is the substantial truth. So in the same way, you just shift. Okay, I am that awareness. We are not saying that, okay, you get rid of this body. No. But know that it is your instrument. This is my car, but I am not the car. I am using the car whenever I need to. In the same way, I am using this body, I am using this mind, I am using these senses whenever I need to, but I am the awareness behind all these three. Grandfather and granddaughter are going. They are walking on one fine morning, and then that grandfather says, why is this town so shabby today? And I see so many cracks on these buildings which were not there yesterday. What has happened? Then suddenly the granddaughter, she laughs at the grandfather. She says, Tata, what are you saying? See, there is a huge crack on that building. Yesterday it was not there. Then what she did was, she takes the Tata spectacles, and she says, you are saying, no, everything is shabby? She says, she cleans the glass, the lens. And then she tells him, now look, you have scratches on your glass. I don't know how it came. And those scratches are appearing to you on everything you see. Simple example. So, it is, we have worn the wrong lens. What is that wrong lens? Ignorance. Now the same way, many examples will come on the same lines. Because of the ignorance, we are seeing things wrongly. See, we many a times, we hear something good or bad about a person. Let's say we have heard something bad about a person. And then eventually you are always distancing yourself from that person because you have heard bad about him. I don't want to mess up with this person. Let me be away. And then over a period of time, you understand that he is really a good person. He is not as bad as what I had thought to be. Now, what is the change? The person is the same, you are the same, but that knowledge what you had was wrong. Because of ignorance, you had considered him to be bad, and then you will say, oh my God, I corrected myself. So in the same way here, you have to clean your lens, meaning with whatever you are understanding. What is your lens over here? Your mind. Your mind is having the wrong understanding of that this is the truth. Other than this, there is nothing else. What is that? This body, mind, senses. This conglomerate as a Jiva. So that misunderstanding has to go. So the instrument are compared to the eyes, which is the mind. So here, Chakshur-bhyam Brahmashila-bhyam. Brahmashila is that when this Brahma, error, Shila, prone, Sarvam, everything, Bhati Brahmatmakam. So he's saying everything is, with this defective eyes, everything is appearing defective to you. Just like a crack on his lens, everything he looks is appearing cracky only. Every building, he sees the crack on this building, he sees the next building also a crack. He sees a car, he sees a crack on that car. So it is on the lens where the mistake is. So Dehatva Brahma, with this Ajnana Yoga, with this mind tied to this ignorance, we impose this Dehatma Bhava on the Atman. How many know about this? We just know there is a soul, that's all. But the truth is about that soul, we are not this person. You tell somebody, they'll say, Arey, this person has gone mad, yeah, don't talk to him. He will tell you something which will go above your head. You know, they'll say, they will not understand this. So he says, what is the cure over here? Fix that instrument, which is that mind. Just like for the grandpa, the granddaughter changes the lens and she cleans new lens, no scratch, clean. He looks, wow, everything is looking so neat and tidy, no cracks anywhere. So clean your mind. Clean your mind meaning you have to just remove that ignorance, what we are doing now. For example, you take a phone and then you smudge your finger on that phone and then you look through the lens. Everything will look hazy. But the moment you clean the lens, what happens? It's clear. So did the face on the other side change? Or the instrument? Instrument. So for me, the instrument is my mind. I need to change my mind. So what are the three important steps which I said I will repeat? What is that which you need to clean the lens? Lens is the mind. So three things we need to do on a daily basis. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. This is step one. Continuously the Shravana has to be there, and then contemplation on that Shravana and deep meditation on what you have contemplated. That yes, this is making sense. This is making sense. Day before yesterday I saw a person who was dead, and then after 2 days I see no trace of that person. I myself also have considered to be this person as my true self. No. That Atma in him which is giving him that life. What is that which was there till he passed away and which is not there when he passed away? It is that awareness which is appearing as that prana and the Chetana Shakti. So this way you get that knowledge, and our journey doesn't stop there. From the Chetana Shakti we have to move to the Chaitanya Shakti. So first let's step one. So place your step on that step one. From the Jeevabhava move to the Sakshi Bhava. Start looking at everything within yourself as you are different from this Jiva, from this own person, just like as you look at others. Okay, this is number one. Shravana, Manana, Dididhyasana continuously. Second one is have that sattvic attitude in your life. What is sattvic attitude? Eating the right kind of food. Food disturbs your mind totally. Be careful on what you're eating. Second, sleep well. Unless and until your mind is rested, your body doesn't rejuvenate. So good food, right sleep, and now and then during the day try to take some moments of silence. Just be in silence. That is great power. And the third thing is maintain a satsanga. Have the right kind of people around you. Meaning what? Would you like to be in a polluted place? You will say no. where there is air pollution, there is water pollution, and there is noise pollution, would you prefer that place? You will say, no way I'm going to be there. You will run away from there. All this water, air, and noise, these pollution, people around you who cause all these kind of pollution, they come and tell you wrong things. So try to be with the right kind of people. And whenever possible, like once in 10 minutes, half an hour, start from say an hour once. I'm just going to take 10 seconds. Okay. Na deham aham, na deha aham. I am not this body. Bodha rupa aham. I am the nature of awareness. Simple things. Or you can say I am Atma Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma. Simple things. Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi will come at the last stage. Okay. So that is Anubhavatmaka. So start with simple ones. Tattvamasi. Me and that awareness are one and the same. Okay. So who is that me over here? It is that reflected consciousness, not the Deha Bhava. You are already one step ahead. From the Deha Bhava, you have come to the witness, state of witness. So from the state of witness, you say, the I being the reflection in this, reflected sun in this pool of water, I am no different than the sun. This is false, that is real. So this way you get that knowledge and start changing your attitude in life. So when the instrument gets clarity, meaning when the mind gets clarity, then I am the body, that knowledge, it fades away. And only awareness shines. So this is what we need to achieve. Okay, come, let's do verse 79. Again an example. Alatam brahmanena brahmanenaiva vartulam bhati suryavat tadvadatmani dehatvam pashyati ajnana yogatah. What do they say over here? 79. Now here, beautiful example this is. Alatam. Alatam means, see during festivals, Diwali festivals, you have that kind of a stick where a metal stick in the front, you see that silver kind of a material which is pasted on it, and some have that jittery sound and some are plain. What it does, it gives sparkles. Okay, and with that what we used to do is to just keep turning like this, or we hold it in our hand. This is known as alatam, the firebrand they call it. Now just as a single firebrand, you have that alatam. When you start rolling it in full speed, you can see that you're able to see only a fine disc, like a sun disc. Okay, you're not able to see the alatam. You're just seeing one circular sun kind of a picture which is illumining that light. So in the same way, with that association of ignorance again, one sees this body as the Atma. He fails to see the Atma. He considers this body itself to be Atma. So here, this motion creates illusion. Now, how that motion is going to be connected to us, that's the beauty of this shloka, and these are all master strokes by Bhagavan Shankaracharya. He uses this motion of what illusion? Alata Chakra Nyaya. This is known as Alata Chakra Nyaya. One point of light. There is only one light, but it is spun fast. It is going round and round, spinning like a circle. So likewise, now it comes to the core. This kind of a light, what we are talking, that one spot of light, it is the vritti, the thought in your mind. And now that thought in your mind, it goes in motion, continuous motion. Sometimes you see, you say the head is spinning. What is the meaning of head is spinning? These vrittis are spinning in your mind. Just like a boy takes that alata, that firebrand, and he continuously keeps rotating it, and you don't see the firebrand stick, but you are only able to see a beautiful circle which looks like the sun. So, like during a festival, a little boy shouts, "Hey, look, I made a mini sun over here." And you look at it, yeah, it really looks like a sun. And then it stops spinning. There is no sun. What remains there? One single glowing point. It's like throwing light. One point which is emitting light. Now again it starts spinning fast. Now that ring again looks solid. Even thicker because he's doing it more fast. So then if you are having this knowledge, now after you have this knowledge, now did that sparkler become a circle? Ask yourself. There is one sparkler, you just hold it in your hand, it is sparkling there. Did it become a circle? Or did the motion paint a circle to your eye? Simple but deep questions. Now, when you ask this question, the answer comes to you. Yes, it was that motion which made that light which was like a sparkler look like a sun. So now our mind, it spins the thoughts one after the other. Thoughts, memories, emotions, feelings. Now all this spun together, they frame you in the notion that I am this person. How are we getting trapped? This is what he's saying. Understand where we are going. How are you getting trapped in this body? When you are such an illuminous Atman, because your mind is spinning you. Again and again. After a thought comes a memory, then comes a feeling, then comes an emotion. All this is continuously spinning in your mind, and you finally land yourself to understand that, oh, I am this mind, and this mind is giving some pain to my body, and I am this body. And then somebody is reacting to what you say, so then you say, I am this person. So what we have to do is, don't try to fight with the ring. See the spin, meaning see the motion which is happening, and you should realize not to fight with the ring, meaning not to fight with your mind. And when the mind is trying to spin, slow down the spin. When you slow down the spin, just like that single light which was there in that sparkler is clear, so that slowing down of your mind will immediately give you the feeling or experience of that Atman within you. This is how we have to understand how this ignorance becomes knowledge. So a single light which is in motion looks like a continuous disk, and that mind spin which is happening in my mind, that vritti, that stream of vrittis, they are appearing into a solid personal story of mine. This person, I was born in so and so place, and then I grew up in so and so manner, and I did that, I married this person, then I had these children, and then you spin these thoughts in your mind. What happened now? So who was born? A body is born with feelings, emotions, and senses to understand the world and live in this world, and in that these thoughts are happening. So there is, just like there is no sun kind of a thing over there, just the experience of all these thoughts, emotions, feelings, it has spun a nice story around you. So understand, what is the adhyasa, superimposition which has happened? That circle is not the light. It has been only projected by motion. Likewise, I should understand that the feeling of this body, that is not the Atma. It is projected by Ajnana. What is Atma? That single light. That motion has created, motion with Ajnana, it has created a circle, meaning it has given you a Jeevabhava. Get rid of that. Know that yes, this is playing over here. I know you spin whatever you want. I will not believe whatever you have created with emotion. I know that it is only that one light which is there. And that one light is that Atman. Drig Drishya Viveka. I am the seer and there is something which is seen. Now, from here I see my desktop. I see outside the window, I see buildings, I see trees, I see the sky. Now, I am one, the seer. There are so many which is seen. Is it not that I am different from the desktop? Is it not that I am different from the building? Is it not that I am different from the trees, the sky, the mountain? In the same way, the Atman is different from the body, from the mind, from the senses, from the thoughts, from the emotions, from the feelings. It is different. Why are you mixing up both? That's all is what we need to understand. And know what? Know that you are the seer, not the seen. And seer and the seen are different and they are never one. Then again coming back, to keep this knowledge alive, Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, number 1. Constantly be at it. And then have that fine habits of good food, good sleep, good exercise, and once in a while, whenever you get a chance, once in a while meaning the more you do is better, shift to that na deham, deha aham. I am not this. Body is what is there. Now that rewiring has to happen. Bodha rupa aham. Na deha aham. Bodha rupa aham. That I am that awareness. Bodha. So, see what happened. When Arjuna was on the battlefield, he was spun by that grief. He couldn't understand anything in the right way. There was chaos. But when the Gita was told to him, when knowledge set in, then immediately the ignorance was gone and he saw so much clarity. So this is what we need, is slow down the spin which is happening in your mind. Once you slow down that spin in your mind, the ring was never real. So which means all this life, what you're saying, life is like a wheel. We say this. All that wheel will go away once you stop this spinning. And what will remain? Only that one light, sparkling light, that will remain. So that Atman which was there, even if the body goes, the Atman is there. So this is what we got to understand over here. Okay, now let's move on to verse number 80. महत्वे सर्ववस्तूनां अणुत्वं हि अति दूरतः तद्वदात्मनि देहत्वं पश्यति अज्ञानयोगतः. Fascinating examples actually. Come, let's understand in what is the inner depth of this. So, the broad meaning is, just as those vast things, they are truly vast, they appear tiny from a distance. In the same way, because of that ignorance, one sees that bodiness or that Dehabhava in the Atman. Because you're looking at a distance, you don't know where that Atman is. That Atman is looking very small. We say it is, infinite and that and this. What infinite? Let it be infinite, but if you are also having that great distance, anything which is large is going to look small to you. So where is that now? He says distance. Now you see he's coming at distance. Earlier he spoke of that motion, and now he's talking of distance. So just like Ati Durataha, the truly great, magnificent mammoth, they look small when you stand far away from it. So that same Brahman, Atman, when you have created that distance, it looks very small to you. So like, say, a person was going on a pilgrimage, and then he looks at the Gopuram, which is the temple tower. He sees from a distance. It's on a hill, and he's on the plain land. Now he looks on top of the hill and he sees that huge, that Gopuram is looking like a small, cute little tower. Now this person asks, he says, what is this? Such a small tower. And then as the person goes closer and closer to the tower, and he stands below the tower and he looks up at the tower, the top end of the tower. It's like he's spraining his neck, that kind of a height. And he says, Mammoth, my God, it's colossal, so huge. Which means that same tower for that child, when it doesn't know what is true and what is false, from a distance it was saying it looks like a toy. And now that same child, when it comes and stands in front of it, because of nearing of that distance, it appears huge. So if you are looking at that infinite power, look at it with a close distance, because anything from distance can look minute. So meaning what? Now you have distanced yourself so much from that awareness or that infinite power, you will never appreciate it. Come closer. Come closer means what? It is trying to say that become acquainted to it. Again and again keep moving towards it. Then what happens? The distance reduces as far as you're moving. So what I mentioned, that 10 seconds, what you have to say, I am not this body, but I am that awareness in this body. Where are you moving towards? You're moving towards that awareness whenever you say this. So that tiny idea of awareness, once you go closer and closer to it, it will reveal its immense magnitude. So what we understood, the distance is the error. Just like motion was the error over there, here the distance is the error. Vast things, they are looking tiny. You see, when you are traveling in a plane, that's a good example. You see let's say big mountain, like say the Himalayas themselves, they look minuscule. So that Bahirmukhatha, see now again we are going deeper. Bahirmukhatha means as far as you're looking outside, you're going farther and farther away from the Atman. You're going still at a distance. It will still appear smaller and smaller and smaller. But the moment you change your direction, cutting off yourself from the senses outside, and you dive deep within yourself. That is antarmukhatha, which means you have started moving towards it. One day you will reach it. As far as your direction is important, not your speed. You may go at great speed in a wrong direction. What is the use? So go, instead of now you're all the time, your mind is only outside. Where do I go? What do I do? How, what can I see? What can I eat? What can I experience? Bahirmukhata is your distancing yourself from that infinite power which is there within you. You will never realize it. Start the antarmukhata journey and come closer and closer to it. What it is adhyasa. Your body is completely covering it and not allowing you to know where it is. So turning inward, which again means that what are the 3-step rules? Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana number 1, and 2 is right living, and 3 is keep again and again saying to yourself, Tattvamasi, Prajnanam Brahma, Ayamatma Brahma. This is how this whole thing works. Now even, for example, you say you have a coin, and then you at a distance, you are seeing a hill, you place it in between. Now what happens is that whole hill is covered with that small coin of yours, a 1 rupee coin or something. Now when you keep it at a distance, it is covered. So in the same way, now remove that distance. The moment you remove that distance, you will be able to feel the presence of that Atman within you. So this is the best thing which we can understand. And one has to do this. Moving towards it is constantly keep trying to feel that awareness within you. This has worked really wonders for me, at least. If you want to experience that reality, move towards it. That is what the shloka is saying. Again and again, look for it. Where? Antarmukhatha, inside. Don't look outside. Inside. Just feel awareness. So, close the distance of that attention. So that tiny self which is there within you as that awareness will expand. You know how it will expand? And how you need to expand also. See, as I again told you, step 1. Step 1 is where you observe as a witness. Okay? Being in your own deha, bhava, you observe yourself and the world outside you. Now, if you want to become that Chaitanya Shakti, that complete awareness, you have to move out from there. For that, you have to just feel the awareness which was in your body is now expanding outside your body. Wherever your room, your house, your building, your locality, that town or city or place, that state. And this will happen just like this, I'm telling you. Now to explain it takes a longer time. And then your district, your state, your country, your continent, your planet. And then you move from the planet, you move to the solar system. And from the solar system, you move to the Andromeda. And from the Andromeda, you move to the multiverses. Go to the higher level. You are now completely, that awareness has expanded. And as you get into that state, then there is nothing which can disturb you. So this is the magic of that distance. You have to practice that way. Slowly first feel that awareness completely within your body, and then expand it from your body. Now where is this? This reflection is now moving towards the true self. So by applying the principle of distance, you encompass the distance. There is no distance within you when you become that total awareness. So these are again exercises. Only knowledge will not help. You have to feel that. Once you have felt that expanse, then really nothing bothers you. Small things, everything looks minute because now you have seen the large periphery of the creation. You have become that. So that way, train your mind using the power of motion, using the power of this distance. That way, you lose your identity. And where is this happening? In the brain, in your mind. All the neural paths are getting changed. Live in that experience. Okay, now we move to verse 81. A slight change in perspective here in verse 81. Sukshmatve sarvavastunam sthulatvam chopanetratah tadvadatmani dehatvam pashyati ajnana yogatah. Beautiful. So, what does this gist of the shloka says? After motion, distance, now the magnification nearer. See, what is minute looks huge through a lens. He uses a lens here now. So likewise, a tiny thought, emotion in your mind, when you see through your mind out of ignorance, that ego, fear, all this envelop that I, which is the so-called body and the so-called story associated with the body. This is what he is trying to say. Now that inner upanetra, sukshvatve sarva vastunam sthulatvam cha upanetratah. Chopanetratah means cha upanetratah. So that fear, ego, which the mind is brooding all the time. Now, when you keep those, they are like lens and they unnecessarily magnify your wrong sensations and memories into hardcore problems. Even though that magnified picture which we impose, that dehatva, what I am saying, that dehatva bhava which is there in me, it is magnifying this. Is saying, can you understand what problem you are undergoing? What is this life of yours? It gives you that fear. It magnifies things. What is that which is magnifying? That ignorance. So that lens principle here means that instrument, alter that appearance. It happens. Now you use, you have a, like say a prism, okay, a glass which is white. Now you bring something behind it that changes the color. So mind is that lens. A small thought, a vritti, when it is associated with ahankara, ego, and fear, it appears either threatening or ego with kind of a bloated desire to do what you alone want to do. Now that is not what we are here in this world for. If somebody says something and I am going to teach that person a lesson, and you work on that for weeks, for months, and for years, and sometimes lifetime. I have seen people. In fact, I know of a person, a relative of mine. From the last about 30 years I know that person. He has a grudge against somebody else. Okay. Every time I meet him, now that somebody else is also known to me, very close. So he used to again and again complain the same thing about that person. So now that person who got old also, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, even then this person is not stopping that. Every time I meet him, he goes on complaining against the other person. Okay. Then one day I realized, now that person is dead and gone against whom he was talking. I said, at least now he'll stop talking about him. Even then he was talking. I was shocked to understand what is this adhyasa, meaning on that mind it has, that has stuck on his mind. That lens is there which has projected. Every time he's talking about that person, now that lens is becoming more and more stronger in the sense it is able to magnify the impact. Be careful. That is what Bhagavan Shankaracharya is saying. Don't allow your mind to carry thoughts. Ask for forgiveness or forgive and get rid of all this, because your aim here is to use the mind to understand the divinity within you. Why are you using? Somewhere you see motion, you get distracted by motion. Somewhere you see the distance and you get distracted by the distance. You don't understand properly. And here you're using it as a lens and trying to project things and make them so big. We say, no, why are you making a mountain out of a molehill? Why are you doing that? This is a small thing. Let go. So this way, this is again where this adhyasa, something else is being projected. So try to train your mind not to get into these kind of locks. So what do we need to do again? Keep your focus on the Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Keep your focus on healthy living, and then keep reminding yourself Tattvamasi, Prajnanam Brahma, Ayam Atma Brahma, and feel that awareness. The more and more you feel that awareness, your distance is, you're going closer and closer to that infinite power. And then all this motion, this lens and all these wrong things will get out of your mind. So this mind is magnified actually. That is not reality. Understand this. And know that sensation I can see, fear I can see, anxiety I can see, desire I can see, hatred I can see. What you see, you are the seer, and that is the seen. The seer is the awareness, creator, gap. I am the seer and all this is the seen. That's all. We both are not one that way. And keep continuing your sadhana. See, like if you see in the Ramayana where Sita looked at that golden deer and that tiny desire came in her mind. That immediately that desire came, what did the mind do now? It magnified that desire. To what extent? She tells Ram, I want this at any cost. And then despite Lakshmana trying to say that I don't see this as something normal, there is something else behind this. No, her desire was so strong. I want this at any cost. And then when she hears to Rama saying, save me, Lakshmana is not ready to leave her. But the desire with the lens of that Maya was so strong that she started talking something else, absurd. And Lakshmana had to leave her and go. So what is this now? That small desire. Can you understand how a mind can play this kind of tricks in our life? But if you look at again Durvasa and Ambarisha's story, now Durvasa, what did he do? He got anger. Arey, how did you take that sip of water and broke your fast? when I am your guest and I have not eaten anything, or I have not drunk any water over here, how did you do that? He magnified that anger. And then he created a demon to kill Ambarisha. But Ambarisha's lens, meaning that mind, was so clear, he was only seeing Narayana everywhere. And he stood steady in that faith. Narayana will protect me. And that Kritya, the demon which was created by that one strand of hair of Durvasa, that was destroyed by the Sudarshana Chakra of Narayana. And that Sudarshana Chakra attacked Durvasa. See, so what we see is, what is your lens? Ask, what is your lens? So my lens is feeling the presence of the divine within me. That should be my lens, which means what my mind is doing. Not cultivating hatred, desire, anxiety, fear. No, don't do that. So in this way, one needs to progress on this path, because mind is finally to realize the truth, not to get locked into the Jeevabhava. I think we stop here at 81. Okay. So we'll be able to do this Sahasranama and rest of the things. Come. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu Idam Namama. Verse number 51. Dharmakrit dharmi sadasatksharam aksharam avijñāta sahasramshur vidhata krita lakshanaha. In the previous class we studied 480, which was ksharam. Ksharam means the perishing. Now 481 is aksharam, the imperishable. In order to recognize the change, there must be a changeless entity knowing the change. So if one ornament is to become another, there must indeed the changeless consistent gold permanently supporting it all the time. In the same way, there must be a changeless factor which must be the essential core that holds together the pattern of the constant changes, which together constitute the play of the universe. So this changeless factor is called Narayana. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, all creatures together constitute the Kshara Purusha, and the changeless in all creatures is the Akshara Purusha. Ksharaha sarvani bhutani kutastokshara uchyate. 15th verse, 16th chapter, 15th chapter, 16th verse. Ksharaha sarvani bhutani kutastokshara uchyate. To such a Almighty we offer our humble pranams. Now let's read the Dhanvantari mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutagalashastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutagalashastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. ॐ नमो भगवते महासुदर्शनाय वासुदेवाय धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वभयविनाशाय सर्वरोगनिवारणाय त्रैलोक्यपतये त्रैलोक्यनिधये श्रीमहाविष्णुस्वरूप श्रीधन्वन्तरी स्वरूप श्री 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 औषधचक्र नारायणाय स्वाहा। ॐ नमो भगवते महासुदर्शनाय वासुदेवाय धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वभयविनाशाय सर्वरोगनिवारणाय त्रैलोक्यपतये त्रैलोक्यनिधये श्रीमहाविष्णुस्वरूप श्रीधन्वन्तरी स्वरूप श्री 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 औषधचक्र नारायणाय स्वाहा। Come. Now we move on to the meditation. The witness meditation. Please take a few deep breaths. We may cross by about 3-4 minutes. Take 3-4 deep breaths, as deep as you can. Observe your mind and the thoughts in your mind. Now we slowly move from the Jeevabhava to the Sakshibhava, that is Aham Bhava to Sakshibhava, with this beautifully curated question-answer process of understanding your true self. What is the witness? The witness is that which sees all things come and go, which means all that comes and goes in your mind and through your senses. It itself does not come and go, but it is the changeless background in which all experiences rise and eventually set. Allow that thought to settle in yourself. The witness is not a person. It is the light in which everything is seen. It is the Chetana Shakti, the reflected consciousness, Chidabhasa, in which everything is experienced as a Jiva. A Jiva is one who is ignorant of the true self. So is the witness the same as the self? No, the witness is a reflection of the self in the mind. No doubt it is a step towards realization, but not the ultimate step. The self is beyond the witness. This self is pure awareness beyond subject and object, and the experience, which is the Triputi. Can the witness observe itself? The witness can only observe what is other than itself. Example, the eyes. To know the witness as yourself is the end of the illusion. Then how do I become the witness? You do not become the witness. You are the witness already. Just that you have forgotten. That's all. Pay attention. Keep observing your thoughts, your emotions, your body, movements, your feelings, your perceptions. Watch all this as if it were happening to someone else. Slowly, by doing this, the false self-identification will drop naturally. Now tell me, what is the value of witnessing? Why should I do that? The moment you become the witness, you break the spell of identification. You see things as they are, transient and superficial. It brings a sense of detachment, clarity, and peace in your life. You are no longer drowned in experience. Okay, is awareness, which is also called as consciousness, also called as Chaitanya Shakti, beyond the witness? Yes, you got it right. The witness is still a form of consciousness, which is dualistic in nature, dependent on the mind. You can be a witness only associated with the mind. But awareness is beyond both the witness and the witnessed. Awareness is pure, timeless, and spaceless. This is what you truly are. Then what is the difference between consciousness and awareness? Consciousness is always conscious of something. It is partial and subject to change, but awareness is total, changeless, silent, and still. Awareness is not an experience, but it is the background on which all experiences appear and disappear, just like the movie screen. What happens when the witness disappears? Before reaching awareness, you have consciousness. Then there is only awareness, pure and silent. So which means from the stage of witness, you move to a subtler stage, consciousness, and from that consciousness, crossing the Triputi, you become awareness, which is pure and silent. Maunavakya prakatita parabrahma tattvam yuvanam. The sense of separation ends. No one remains to say, I am aware. Triputi is completely dissolved. There is just awareness. And this is the self, that ultimate reality. Can this awareness be described? No. It can be known only by becoming it, because it has no attributes. You cannot see it, but without it, nothing can be seen or experienced. It is closer than the mind, closer than the aham bhava, I am. This is your true nature. Become aware of your breath. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Together we offer today's Jnana Yajna at the lotus feet of the Almighty. Seek His grace, mercy and blessings. Naham Karta Hari Preranaya Hari Prityartam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu Idam Namama. Om Tat Sat. Good evening once again. So allow these deep thoughts to become your very feeling, your very existence. Come out of the traps of the mind now that you know where all you're getting trapped and how you're getting trapped, and be established in the awareness. A simple journey. You have to know and then become. Thank you. Hari Om.
ज्ञानघन एवाहं विज्ञानघन एव च अकर्ताहम् अभोक्ताहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः निराधारस्वरूपोऽहम् सर्वाधारोऽहमेव च आप्तकामस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः तापत्रयविनिर्मुक्तः देहत्रयविलक्षणः अवस्थात्रयसाक्ष्यस्मि अहमेवाहमव्ययः दृग्दृश्यौ द्वौ पदार्थौ स्तः परस्परविलक्षणौ दृग्ब्रह्मदृश्यं मायेति सर्ववेदान्तडिण्डिमः अहं साक्षीति यो विद्यात् विविच्यैवं पुनः पुनः स एव मुक्तः स विद्वान् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः घटकुड्यादिकं सर्वं मृत्तिकामात्रमेव च तद्वद्ब्रह्म जगत्सर्वम् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः ब्रह्म सत्यं जगन्मिथ्या जीवो ब्रह्मैव नापरः अनेन वेद्यं सच्छास्त्रम् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः अन्तर्ज्योति बहिर्ज्योतिः प्रत्यग्ज्योतिः परात्परः ज्योतिज्योति स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिशिवोऽस्म्यहम् ज्योतिज्योति स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिशिवो